Hey folks, Hal Shurtleff here with Camp Constitution, and I'm going to be giving the 2018 Camp Constitution report. Of course, it's just going to be a brief report. I'm not going to go over all of the incredible and wonderful things we've done in the last 12 months, but just sort of an overview. And I'd like to begin with our annual family camp, which took place at the Lakeside Christian Camp and Retreat Center in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, from August 5th to the 11th. This was our first time at this venue, and we are going to be returning this year, July 28th to the August 3rd. I would like to say that it was our most successful camp with our largest turnout in our 11-year history. And we had an incredible, outstanding group of instructors, people who are tops in their fields, including first-timers, Dr. Duke Pesta, Lord Christopher Monckton, who will be returning this year, Debbie Bacigalupi, who is a rancher from California and an expert on Agenda 21. She'll also be returning. And Barbara from Harlem, a very dynamic lady who I got a chance to meet last June at a rally, an event in Massachusetts, and she came up with her daughter. We just loved her, and we hope that she's able to make it again this year. We had our junior camp, and let me explain that. We have a wonderful program for youngsters. It's called the Patriot Camp. We refer to the campers that go to this as junior campers, and they would be from ages 5 to 11, where they teach a lot of American history, Revolutionary War history, dress up in costumes and have little parades. It's just a great program run by Mrs. Edith Kraft. So that was our largest turnout of 18, maybe 20. We had a few that I think came in during the middle of the week. And we had attendees as far as California, Florida, Louisiana, and Great Britain. And the man who actually is the director of the property, that Mr. John Mead, he asked us how they can help us get more people out this year. So they were very pleased with us, and we really love the camp venue. It's a great place, beautiful location right on the lake. And so, again, if you're interested in looking into this year's camp, just visit our website, campconstitution.net, to get more information. Now, we did plan a weekend camp, and we do have plans to expand our camp program. And the weekend camp was a little disappointing. It was scheduled to take place in Damariscotta, Maine, in the middle of September, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 nights. And we did manage to salvage it a little bit. We did have a small turnout for one night. We brought up Dr. Willie Soon. But we learned a very valuable lesson. First off, by the way, the camp was free of charge. We didn't sign a contract. We made a donation to the camp. So we kind of broke even financially just about. But our important lesson that we learned is that if we are going to establish a camp, whether it be a weekend camp or a week-long camp, we need to make sure we've got some people, feet on the ground, or boots on the ground, so to speak, in that area that will be promoting the camp on a regular basis. So the Sam Blumenfeld Archives, this is one of our most, viewed programs, our most popular things that we have. We had approximately 1.8 million views. That doesn't mean 1.8 million people, but it means thousands of people. The Alpha Phonics Workbook, which is available as a free PDF, 125,000 downloads. Instructions for the Alpha Phonics, about 25,000. Other titles, which consist of, well, you've got lots of stuff up there, but the books, the NEA, Trojan Horse in American Education, How to Tutor, actually it's the Crimes of the Educators, it's the draft form, about 10,000. Our YouTube channel, we are closing in on 1 million views. We are averaging about 2,000 views per day, and we have over 4,000 subscribers. If you're listening to this and you do not subscribe, please do so. The instructor, Debbie Bacigalupi's class last year on Agenda 21, we entitled it California Wildfires and Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. I think that's what led to lots of interest. But we got 36,000 views since we posted in mid-August, and I think we got 30,000 views in 1 week. It was just going viral. Willie Soon's first class at the camp he taught 2 years ago about almost 140,000 views. Our Facebook page has over almost 1,800 likes, and we encourage you to if you're not on our Facebook page, please do so. And also on the Facebook page, go to our events page, and you'll see the activities that we try to post on a regular basis that we're doing. We do have year-round activities. And we do some live Facebook feeds, live Facebook videos, and we tend to average a couple of thousand every time we post one. We did a couple recently on the Confederate marker in Boston. I think we got close to 3,000. So we're doing well with that. Our Speakers Bureau, we either hosted or were guest speakers at 40 events. And this is an approximation. There may have been a few more than that. Media, well, we've got plenty of national media. We have a pending lawsuit against the city of Boston for the refusal to allow us a permit to raise a Christian flag on a public access flagpole. And there's been it's been in the news more than one time prior to the lawsuit being filed, when it was filed, and then the initial hearing we had in early August while camp was going on. And from the Chicago Tribune, the Los Angeles Times, the Boston Globe, Wilton Daily, several Boston area TV stations, and I'm guessing it was well over 100 various online media sources if you take in the 2 times it was put in the news. And we do expect more this year as we are as we get a hearing at the federal court in Boston. Then in mid-November, there was about a half a dozen left-wing news outlets carried a story about Professor Soon and Lord Monckton at our camp. They were referred to as notorious climate deniers. Also, we have guest hosted the Lori on Liberty show, and we appeared as guests on about 19 radio stations, including 5 for the first time. And one of them was the Ed Martin show, which is out in St. Louis, I believe. Ed was the director of the Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. And we have also had our instructors appear as guests on several live or call-in shows, the Morse Force, the Dr. Duke Pesta show, and Uncompromised Talk. And what we do is we get these interviews in MP3, MP4 format, and we upload them to our YouTube channel into our Podomatic channel as well. Now, one of the things, we are defenders of the Constitution, so we have been leaders in our opposition against an Article 5 convention, and we testified against resolutions in Maine and New Hampshire where all pending resolutions were defeated. In New Hampshire, the committee hearing the proposed resolution soundly defeated the Convention of States resolution 17-1. The Wolfpack resolution, which passed in committee in Massachusetts, was passed unanimously, I should say, was changed to a non-binding resolution, basically asking Congress if they would support their amendment they're looking for, and it passed the Senate, but it never went to the House. Or I think, it passed the Senate, but it died before it went to the House. And this year, Wolfpack has introduced another non-binding resolution in New Hampshire that is not advocating an Article 5 convention. So maybe they just think they're not going to get a chance of getting their Article 5 convention. In late March, we held a press conference and outreach at the Pennsylvania State House with several members of the media on hand. And when we say outreach, we visited legislators with information on the problems of an Article 5 convention. In Maine, we interviewed State Representative Sheldon Hannington, who sponsored an Article 5 convention, but now strongly opposes one. And that's about a 5-minute interview we posted on our YouTube channel. We also interviewed Dr. John Eidsmoe, who is the author of a number of books. He's a constitutional scholar. He is an Air Force colonel. And we made this available on our YouTube channel as well. We continue to email updates and information on pending resolutions to our contact list throughout the region, as well as on our Facebook page and also on a Facebook page which I administer called Stop the Constitution Convention. Camp Constitution Radio on Podomatic. Now, we host a week-long, I should say a half-hour-long radio show that airs on WBCQ The Planet on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we have interviewed some incredible people over the years, including last year. In some cases, I might just be commentating, but we upload the shows on Podomatic. And as well as the shows, we also have some interviews from the 70s and 60s with people like Gary Allen and Professor Anthony Sutton, Alan Stang, and others. We continue to be in the top 10 most of the days for the category conservative right. There's about 160 that we're competing with, so to speak. Not really competing with, but that are combined there together. Even just a few weeks ago, we hit number 2 for a few days. Not number 1 yet, though. We had over 1,600, almost 1,600, 1,681 to be exact, shows downloaded, and over 5,000 visits. And dozens of these audios have been embedded in various websites or what have you. And 1,681 downloads, that's great, but we have no idea how many people are actually listening to shows. I'm sure that there's more than one person listening to them. So no doubt we're influencing, just with this Podomatic, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. Camp Constitution books. Now, these are the books we either sell on our Amazon account or on my Facebook page, my own Facebook page, books that have been donated to us. We've raised approximately $8,000 last year, and this money is used to help cover our costs. It helps to keep me in the field, pay for gas and meals and lodging, which we do a very good job of keeping to a bare minimum. And we were very fortunate, I should say blessed, to have some recent donations of over 3,000 books from Professor Mike Patterson, who is a retiring Bible college professor. He gave us some beautiful things, beautiful books. Ed Sargent, a close friend of mine, and Bill McNally, another close friend, who recently turned over the Sam Blumenfeld Foundation, which I'll mention in a few minutes. And also Victor and Lois Polier gave us about 800 books they donated. Special projects. Now, there's more than a few here, but I'm just going to mention a couple. In early June, we presented 1,200 pocket copies of the U.S. Constitution to the Manchester, New Hampshire School Committee. We had a little presentation. That little presentation, it lasted about 10 minutes, is on our YouTube channel. We also donated copies of the Constitution to Constitution Camp in Chillicothe, Ohio. This was a week-long day camp run by, I think it was a church. A teacher on Cape Cod and a Boston, Mass area radio talk show host. We have donated copies of the Constitution to this talk show host, Joe Ligotti, and Joe makes them available to some of his listeners. And we also are in the process of getting a pro-life flag raised on Boston City Hall. We're trying to get a third-party group to do that. And we're involved in restoring a Confederate marker that was illegally removed from its place in George's Island. And it's not that we're neo-Confederates, it's that we are opposing the activities of the militant Muslims that are calling for destruction of our history. Groups like CARE, the Center for American Islamic Relations, is a big advocate of destroying our history. We also have an attorney, Michelle Arras, who attended camp last year. She is going to donate her services to get us copywritten Camp Constitution. She's already applied for that. In just a short time, we will have that. Camp Constitution Media, this is where we bring our camera to an event. That's something that we're not sponsoring. And we videotaped presentations at 20 events last year and made them available on our YouTube channel, including the Boston Tea Party reenactment. It was also the nativity scene at the Massachusetts State House. This was just a week before Christmas, and many others over the year. Camp Constitution Press. This is our publishing arm. Thanks to a generous donor, we were able to reprint some of our books that we run out of, just basically run out of, and we actually put into print for the first time something called Catechism on the U.S. Constitution, which was originally published in 1828, with a foreword by our camp program director, Mrs. Ruth Harper. Outreach events. Now, we're outreaching all of the time. Every time we go out and talk to people, hand them a pamphlet. But we had some organized outreach events, about 18 of them, which include information tables at various venues, including 3 homeschool shows, Homeschools of Maine, the Massachusetts HOPE, Mass Hope, which their convention takes place in late April. The one in Maine takes place in middle of March, and the Christian Homeschools of Pennsylvania, which takes place in June. And we actually signed up to have tables this year. And we also were in 3 parades for the first time. We were in 1 parade last year, I should say 2017. 2018, we were in the Flag Day Parade in Dedham, which is a town right outside of Boston. The July 4th Parade in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, which is where our camp is held. And the Rosendale, which is a section of Boston Day Parade, which took place in early October. We had floats in these parades, Old Ironsides at the July 4th Parade and the Dedham Parade. And we had our camp juggler, camp juggler Alan Belanger show up for the Rosendale Parade. He dressed up as Uncle Sam on a unicycle. And between the 3 parades, we passed out roughly 1,500 copies of the U.S. Constitution, as well as camp promotional flyers. Other activities, as I mentioned a little earlier, I was appointed director of the Samuel Blumenfeld Literacy Foundation, which is a 501c3. I'm not a fan of 501c3s particularly, but this gives us some access to funds. For example, we were able to cover the cost of the homeschool shows as a result of the money not a whole lot of money, but the money we've raised through the Sam Blumenfeld Foundation. And when some people who have 501c3s can only donate to 501c3s, so it helps us there too. And we also got the rights to Phonics for Success, which is published by the foundation. So how can you help our program, Camp Constitution? How can you help us grow and do the things that we do, the outreach events? And by the way, this year, we're going to be picking up our opposition to Agenda 21. The various plastic bag bans that are happening all over the country gives us a unique opportunity. We've already got the ball rolling. We're in the process of designing a pamphlet and a flyer to get this information out on this. So how can you help us? Well, the best way to do it is through a monthly donation through our PayPal account, which you can access from our homepage. You can also do a one-time donation. A homepage, by the way, campconstitution.net. You can start a Constitution Club where we prefer the younger people to lead them, but if you're an adult, you can help organize it. And these would be formed in your home, your living room. It could be a local library where once a week, once a month, you get together where we'll have a sort of and this isn't going to be a membership-based thing. It'd be sort of, there'll be structure, but there won't be dues, anything like that. You make donations, that's fine. You might also work to help with some of these agenda items in your community. Host a What is Camp Constitution presentation in your area. I would come in and someone or somebody from the camp would come in and give a presentation on the subject. We may even do more than one. We could even do an all-day seminar, half-a-day seminar on different topics. We've done that before. Introduce people to the Sam Blumenfeld archives, which you can go right to our website. You see the drop-down and let people know about this incredible free resource. Like us on Facebook page and then introduce it to others. When you like a page, you can invite other people to our page. And if we do that, we'll get up. We've only got less than 2,000 likes, but if all 1,750, whatever it is, all invited others, we would go well over 100,000 likes in no time at all. We also encourage you to go visit our YouTube channel and subscribe to it and share the videos on that, as well as our Podomatic. And also, we'd like you to look into our summer camp this year, July 28th to the August 3rd. We've already lining up some instructors, and we've got one that we can't announce yet because I haven't got confirmation, but we have Lord Monckton returning, Professor Soon returning, Debbie Bacigalupi, of course, Reverend Stevie Kraft, and some of the other regulars. And with that, I want to thank you. From the bottom of my heart, folks, this is something that I've loved doing. It's a labor of love. It is labor, but it's a labor of love, and I can only do it thanks to the people that support us with their prayers, with their giving, with their activity, with their donations, whether it's of money or time or books. So with that, I want to thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. My number is 857-498-1309. You can also contact me through the Facebook page or the website. And with that, God bless.